I asked AI to build my entire refinance workflow, and it took 60 seconds. Normally, when you build a workflow, it's going to take you a few hours to build something that's really nice, that works properly, and gets you the results that you're looking for. But today, I want to show you how to use the AI feature that GoHighLevel has built out in its software. And we're going to do a rate watch campaign so you can see exactly how to build everything you need in order in probably under a minute. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so when you get taken to your CRM, you're going to be taken probably to the dashboard page as usual. You're going to want to build out an automation. So you'll go down to this automation tab right here, click on it. And then a quick caveat here, you're going to need to make sure your agency owner has the AI builder for workflows enabled. And so you have this build using AI option available to you. So we'll go ahead and click build using AI. I just want to jump right into it with you guys. Quick note here. I just spent about 30 minutes trying to kind of argue with this workflow builder because I wanted to give ChatGPT my thoughts of what I wanted the automation to look like. And then I wanted to have ChatGPT add on to that automation and give me a much more thorough prompt, a very long prompt that's going to build out everything that I want. That seemed to just not work right now. Now, this AI builder is very, very new to GoHighLevel. It's January of 2026 as I'm recording this video. And so the AI builder is new. And so it's probably not going to accept a whole 3-page paper on what you want your prompt to be. And so I think right now, just as of January 2026, it's accepting prompts that are a little bit shorter. But even with that, I still tested out a short prompt before recording this video, and it still seems to build a really good workflow. So I want to show you actually what that looks like on my end, what I tried to build out before we dive into the workflow. This is what I had as a prompt right here. I had a prompt, a trigger, immediate actions for day 0, a weekly loop, send weekly SMS, and channel rules and quality controls. And I put that all inside of the AI workflow builder. And it took about 3 minutes before it ended its thinking and said it gave me an error message essentially. And so I was like, okay, I don't know if this is going to happen every time. So I just decided to copy and paste the same prompt. And again, it gave me an error message. And so my new prompt that I have is this one. After someone submits a form, I want you to build a refinance email/SMS campaign for me, the loan officer, that updates them on the current interest rate every week. And periodically, I wanted to ask them to book a call with me for a 15-minute numbers audit. And it built me a pretty good workflow. Now, I want to put the same prompt inside of the workflow AI builder so I can show you how it thinks and roll through it. In my last prompt, in my last workflow that I had, it had very specific language on what email the person was getting. So like, hey, this is your week 1 email. And I don't necessarily want that to happen. So I'm going to prompt it. That should be about every month that happens, where I ask them to book a call with me. And then it loops back to email 1. These emails shouldn't include language that talks about a specific week 1 email or week 2 email. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to give it too much. So I'll hit this little send button right here and we'll see how long it takes. Okay, so this took about 2 minutes to build, and I'm just looking at it. It looks like it's got a couple texts, emails. I'll take some time to review this real quick. Okay, so it just took some time to review it. There are a couple things that we need to change. So the first one is I'm actually having a survey here, and this is going to be my rate watch survey. So let's go rate watch. Boom, save trigger. I don't need this create or update contact because the contact will already be created once they submit a survey. So I'm going to say delete action here. Add refinance campaign tag. Let's just keep that there. I like that. I don't necessarily want this refinance week counter. And so I'm going to go ahead and delete this, delete action, boom. And I'm going to delete this, delete action, boom. Maybe we can add this, move all actions from here to the bottom, just so we can have it a little bit better organized. And I'll delete this action, which will delete everything else. I don't want the re-enroll contact workflow because I think we can just have a go-to step that goes back to the first email. And so let's do this. Wait 1 week. So it initially adds the refinance campaign tag. It waits 1 week. So what I want to do here is I want to move this action here and this action here, because as soon as they submit the survey, I want them to get the current interest rate right then and there, and I want them to have the option to be able to book a call with me. What I then want is probably the same email sent out over 4 weeks. And then once 4 weeks gets done, then I'm going to send them back to week 1 email where it calls it out and says, hey, if you want to book a call, you can. So let's do that, where I don't think I need the rest of these, honestly, either. Delete all actions from here. And then what I'll do is copy all actions and just repeat that 4 times. Let's see, we got 1 email set, 2 and 3, and 1 more. So we'll go copy all actions from here, paste below. And now what I want to do is at the very bottom of this, I'll add a go-to step and I'll save action and I'll put it back up here, right there. Now, I'm not going to go through and change all the copy, but I'll just do a quality check here. I'd need a current interest rate custom value right here. And if I don't already have that built out, then I'd have to go back to custom values and I'd build it out. But because I already do have a custom value already built out, I'll go to custom values right here and I'll do current interest rate. And what I have you do is, I explained this on a previous video, but what I have you do is every Monday, say, you go to your custom value and you just update the current interest rate, whatever it is, and then it updates in these emails automatically. And so I changed that there. I would change it, stay informed with the latest interest rate. I would definitely change this text. Like I said, I wasn't going to go through this, but I'd say, hello, John, looks, and this is a text message, so it's a little bit more informal. So I'd say, looks like the interest rate is sitting at about, and I'd include the custom value right here, current interest rate. I'm happy to run a 15-minute numbers audit if you'd like to see how much you can save. Just book here if you'd like. I say if you'd like too many times. Just book here. Boom. And then I'll drop the link right here. Let's go to appointment. Might be user calendar link. There it is. And what I forgot to do is we're going to need to assign it to a particular user. So let's assign it to myself. And then that way, when I enter a custom field, like, where'd it go? This user calendar link, then it can populate my calendar link. If I don't assign myself, then it won't populate my calendar link. So make sure to do that. I'm also going to add this verbiage on my first weekly email right here and have it be able to book a calendar link. And then each week it'll be the same email, but without the call to action, because I don't want to, just my personality is I don't want to pressure each week. But I do want to send very similar content each week. And so it waits 4 weeks, and then it goes back to the first email. Now, the last thing I want to do for this workflow is hit this publish and save button. But I also want to make sure that if somebody books a call with me, then I'm going to want to take them out of this workflow because I don't want them to keep getting rate updates especially if they make the decision to do the refinance with me. So what I'll do is, I can't do that in this automation. Got to name this automation real quick, rate watch campaign. And then I'll hit save. And what I'll do now is, let's create a workflow. And I don't need AI to build this for me, because it'll just be appointment status. So when somebody books an appointment with me through my calendar, I don't want them in that rate watch email anymore, that email campaign. And so I'll allow this to load for a second. Okay, so event type normal, and then appointment status is confirmed. So that's just somebody booked a call with you. Inside of the calendar, let's go refinance consultation, save trigger. And then what I can do is I can remove from workflow, and I won't do current workflow, I'll do another workflow, and that is the, let's see, rate watch campaign. There you go. Boom. Save action, publish. Otherwise, if it's not published, it won't take me out of the workflow, take that certain person out of the workflow. So that is the whole refinance workflow using the AI builder that we just used. Now, I know I changed a lot inside of the workflow because I had a very specific idea of what I wanted, and the workflow builder didn't necessarily build that for me, so I probably needed to improve my prompt. And so this is a learning process. Like, this is my first time using this AI workflow builder, but I wanted to work through it with you guys to figure out, okay, how do we actually make this work? And so there's always going to be things to learn. Like I said, I needed to make a few tweaks, but ultimately that probably would have taken me maybe 45 minutes to an hour to build out, planning out the copy and everything. And even with the tweaks included, it took me about 15 minutes. So I saved a lot of time doing it. So that's the whole refinance workflow. It's built to win on speed and on clarity, because the truth is, with these refinance leads, they don't necessarily want a quote. They just need a simple decision. They need these micro decisions of, okay, here's the interest rate, and if I need to, I can book a 15-minute numbers audit with you. And if you remind your people of that, of your refinance leads with that, then you're going to build a much bigger pipeline for yourself. And so that's all I have today, and I will see you in the next video.